Okay, so I'm getting a lot of email questions about the dyad discussions and people panicking a little bit, not understanding what they're supposed to get done. And I get that. The dyads, it's something that Fuller created last spring quarter. It's the first time I've used it in one of my classes, and maybe I'm not doing a good job explaining it. It's not my intent to panic you, and I'll definitely work with you. On top of that, yes, I get that a lot of students are learning Canvas. You're either a new student and you've never taken this type of a class before, or you've been around Fuller for a while and we moved from Moodle to Canvas during the summer quarter. And so now the question is like, how do I figure this all out? And I don't know my way around. And I understand all those things. We're trying to give grace where we can to allow for the fact that periodically things don't quite click or connect the way you want it to, or the way we imagined it would anyway. So dyad meetings, they're simply pairs of people. I'm teaming you up with people in your VF group. Well, actually, you signed up for your own VF group, and then the VF leaders or the point person for the VF department has broken you up to meet with different people in your group. A couple of people are saying, well, you said dyad, but there's 3 people meeting in my group. Well, yeah, if you have an odd number of students, some of the dyads will actually be a triad, not the end of the world. That's who you need to contact and try to find a way. It's a way to connect. It is a little harder to get 3 people together than it is to get 1. I understand that. That's why we tried to just have to connect with just one other person as much as possible. So how do you get hold of the other person? That's another question I get constantly. Email and I don't know how to get hold of the other person, or I'm trying, but I can't hear back from the other people. And the reality is a lot of students have a rhythm to the way they get on the course. So to reach out to someone else, first of all, there's a mail tool in Canvas that you can use. You'll find it link, should be on the left column. There's a little inbox. If you click on that, and then you start typing, you create an email, and then you start typing your student's name, their name will pop up, and then you can send them an email and suggest 1 or 2 times that might work for you if you're the one being proactive on it. And then suggest a way that you can reach, whether it's easier to do it by telephone or FaceTime, whatever would work for you. GChat, if that's still a thing. You have those options. So whatever you and the other person would like to, however you like to meet, that's great. You can do that. It's totally up to you. The other thing is if they don't get back to you, you've emailed, you've tried to reach out, and you haven't heard back. And that's what I was saying about rhythms. We have a Thursday night, Sunday night flow to the class. And so some of your fellow students may not be getting on the class again until Thursday night, Thursday afternoon. People print stuff off in advance and take it with them, answer the questions, think through the reading, whatever it would be, and then come back and post. They're all ready to go, and they post on Thursday night and maybe haven't been back to the class for a few days. So, don't panic, just that, if that's the case. Thursday, obviously you want to have a report by Thursday. That's when the due date is. But if you were really not able to connect with another person in your group, or you couldn't possibly meet until the weekend, I'm not going to deduct points for that. I understand that this is a little bit out of your control, but it needs to be done this week before we move on to the next topic. So Thursday was the due date. On the when you let me know how you met, but if it's late, just put a little note in there, and I will totally be good with that. Another thing is the dyad meetings will always be a chance to reflect on an activity. So you need to get something done beforehand. I got already several emails from people saying, I had no idea I needed to do something before we met. And I think, from my side, you type these instructions out, and always seems clear to me when I'm sitting in McDonald's typing these things out, and I'm like, well, I know what I mean, but doesn't necessarily, that you know what I mean. So dyads are a chance to reflect on an activity. So whenever you're going to meet with someone, know you need to have done an activity in advance that you guys can actually talk about. And then I'm using the discussion feature simply to track your activity. It's a way for you to report that the date, the time, and the person you met with, and the format that you used. And what will happen is on Monday, Tuesday next week, maybe Wednesday, I'll go work my way through and just click on there that you how you met with that person. I'm not necessarily going to double check that the other person wrote the exact same thing, because that's just, I've got 96 students. That's insane. It's not going to happen. But if you did say, well, I can't connect, and then I look at your partners and they say they couldn't connect with you, then maybe something's not quite working right. So we have to get that figured out. So it's not really a chance for you. You don't have to do a reflective post. You don't have to do a research post. It's not really another online discussion forum. It's just a place for you to check in and say, yeah, we talked, we reflected. This is what time we did this event, and I'm going to trust that what you guys actually talked about wasn't the Broncos-Raiders game, but was in fact the assignment at hand. So again, if you have any questions, you're always welcome to email me. But like I say, I've seen a lot of things that really probably should be in the Q&A, so that if you have that question, probably other students do too. And that's another thing. I'm hearing in a lot of these emails people saying that me and my fellow students are confused, or someone mentions they're seeing this confusion thing. And I don't know what it is about Canvas, but I'm not seeing what some other students are seeing online, that people are posting their frustrations. So I don't know where that's happening. So if possible, if you're not sure, if you have a question, please try to get in the Q&A. I check the Q&A several times every day, and it's gotten really quiet the last few days. But any questions should go in the Q&A. There's a good chance if you have a question that someone else also has that same question. And that's really the best place for me to help everybody. So, all right. Again, hopefully that is a little more clear. We're going to work this thing through together, and you're not going to get docked out just over confusion. I don't work that way. So, all right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.